Last night a video dropped on the channel and immediately I knew I had done something wrong. The comments started coming in and man, I realized, my gosh, what have I done? The mistake I made was I removed the wicking paper wrap from off the strips before I applied them, which is a big no-no. I found that out now. Thanks to all of you for commenting on that, for letting me know. The comments for the most part were respectful and I really appreciate that. For some reason these bees are getting after me. I've been messing with them and they are not happy. I've invited Tom Nolan from Nod Apiary Products, the creators of Formic Pro, to come on and discuss this with me to clear a few things up. But before we do that, I want to go over and explain to you kind of what my thought process was and why I made that mistake. This is the bag that I pulled the treatment from that we used in the video. So when you open this pack up, it definitely has the paper wrap around it. Let me show you what my thought process was though. Now that I've heard all the comments, I realize I did it wrong. But if you look at the Formic Pro here, yeah, I just goofed. It's got this other paper-like material inside that has slits in it. So I guess my thought process was that that was the wicking portion of the treatment. So I just misunderstood, and I do apologize for that. Let's go see what Tom has to say about this. We have Tom here, all the way from Canada. Tom is from Nod Apiary Products. And so I appreciate you joining me this afternoon, Tom.
My pleasure, Bruce. Good to chat with you again.
Tom, just briefly tell us kind of who you are and what your position is with the company, and then we'll dive right in.
Okay, well, I'm basically North American sales rep, and New Zealand. But yeah, I work for Not Apiary Products. We're the manufacturer of Mite Away Quick Strips and Formic Pro, and basically I take care of our dealer network throughout North America and do some education with our end users as well.
Well, let's just dive right in, Tom. I did a video recently. You came down a while back and spent a day with me in the bee yard, and then we did an interview afterwards, which I'll post a link to that in the description down below for folks that want to watch that interview. That was a great interview, and you answered a bunch of questions that I have, and I'm sure a lot of other people, especially here in the South, have. So after talking to you that day and learning from you and really kind of looking into the product a little bit, I decided to try it out on a colony. I ordered some of it. I had a colony that had a pretty high mite load, and I decided to try it out. Temperatures were perfect. Everything was right. And I actually created a video that dropped last night, and the Formic Pro for me worked quite well, but I did have an error in how I applied that Formic Pro. I'd like to watch a little clip from that video if we could here, and then you can kind of tell me what I did wrong and how to do it right. And there were a lot of people who had comments about the video immediately, and they corrected me on this, and so I'm glad they brought it to my attention. But let's watch this real quick. Okay, we're going to tear this off. I don't even know what to expect. I've never even seen this stuff before. All right, what do I do with this? I guess you just lay it on there. Lay it kind of like this, about a third of the way back. Take off the packing. Lay it like that. It's not, it's pretty powerful, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be awful smelling stuff, but it's really not too bad. So I made a critical mistake there that I was fortunate it didn't kill my hive or mess me up too bad. So walk us through, first of all, what I did wrong, how to do it right, and kind of what your thoughts are on the results of this treatment that I did.
Yeah, well, I mean, the good news is you ticked all the boxes well. I mean, you had a good, strong colony because we watched the full video. You had a big, strong colony there, which was strong enough for the Formic Pro. You had great ventilation. You took off the entrance reducer, which is standard on those Api May hives, so that was bonus. Placement of strips was fine, but the one mistake was taking off that white paper. When you remove the strips from our mylar, our silver sachet, a lot of people are actually look at that white paper and think that it's a wrapper and they take it off. So you're not the first guy who's ever done that. But it's not a wrapper. It's an integral part of the paper. It's an eco wick. The paper is basically an eco wick, and what that does is it helps the formic acid vapors release slowly over a 7 to 14 day period. So in essence, by taking off that paper, you created, instead of a slow release product, you created a flash product. So like I said, the good news is that you were well within the temperature range, you had good ventilation, and you had a big, strong colony. So you really didn't have any damage. So you got a little lucky there. Had you been pushing the temperature limits, or maybe not had great ventilation, you may have had some colony damage.
Yeah, I will say that the temperatures were right on the upper edge of the limit. We were in the low 80s Fahrenheit during
Yeah.
those days, and so and I think it was in 70s days throughout most of the treatment. And so even so, with the mistake I made, still they did fine, I think. The other question I had on this is that obviously the eco wick technology, I guess, is designed as more of a slow release of the vapors from the strips. Do you think I would have had a better mite kill? It was a tremendous mite kill. We went from about 29 or 30 mites down to 8. If you watch the video, you can see that, almost, in my opinion, a very good mite kill. But do you think it could have possibly been even better had I not removed that? Because it may have been more like a flash kill effect as
Yeah.
opposed to the more delayed.
Yeah, when you watch the whole video, you'll also see you had a little bit of excessive bearding, which is canner. Sometimes that'll happen. I think your bearding on the front of the colony may have been a little less, and I also suspect your efficacy may have been a little better, because what happens when you take off the paper is that instead of releasing, over a 7 to 14 day period, you get that big blast in a 24-hour period, and it's going to peter out much faster. So I think that definitely had an effect on the efficacy. But even still, you got a pretty good knockdown, because
Oh yeah.
that mite count you had was pretty high, and you still had a lot of cat brood. So I suspect that alcohol wash is really only a small indication of what's really going on there.
Okay, and we did, I did hit him with oxalic acid vapor a couple of times since then, since I
Mm.
shot that footage, and so I haven't retested, but I think they're probably going to be okay. 8 is barely within threshold. I'd like it to be better, and maybe that helped a little bit. Well, okay, Tom, I appreciate you answering those questions. Are there any final thoughts you would have for me and for my viewers concerning the video that I put out, or any thoughts you have on what I did and the effectiveness of the treatment down here in South Alabama?
Other than taking off that paper, you did everything right. And I think, this is one of the issues why I came down to see you. It's not widely used in the South. So a lot of people are in the same boat as you on that learning curve of learning how to use our product in the South. I would encourage people to, not to shy away from it, as long as you're within the temperature range. Clearly, it did not damage your hive, even with the blast it got. So yeah, and of course, I have to make a comment about your viewers, your subscribers. You got some pretty good followers on your page, because on Facebook some people can be pretty brutal and love to point out people's mistakes, and I found your people just so supportive, and you got a good group of followers. So I think that's pretty awesome.
Oh, there's no doubt. And I really appreciate them for pointing that out to me. I'm all about constructive criticism. I feel like that's the only way I can get better, just as long as you keep it respectful. And most people do that. And so I really appreciate I can't say enough about my viewers as well. It's just a good group of people. And I really appreciate all of you guys out there watching these videos. Tom, I appreciate you coming on for a few minutes this afternoon to clear that up. Hopefully that'll help others who have watched this video. I know it helped me. And to my viewers, I appreciate all you guys. We just surpassed 20,000 subscribers, which is really a huge deal for me. But I hope we have a lot of continued growth coming in the near future as I continue to try to get better and share those things that are working for me. If you'd like to watch the initial video of Tom and me where we discuss Formic Pro in great detail, you can watch that video right here. Y'all take care, be safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.